Hey there, fellow golf lovers, and welcome back to another episode of Tee Up with Kira. I'm your host, Miss Kira P. Today we have a fascinating topic for you, so grab your clubs, settle into your favorite chair, and let's tee off into the episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tee Up with Kira. I have an amazing guest that I've heard so many great things about from somebody that I'm not going to name, but we have Augie. How are you today, Augie?
Very good, Peter. I'm very happy to be here, and thanks for this chat. I was looking forward to it for quite some time now. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So tell everybody what you do. I know what you do because I've heard so much about you, but what do you do and how did you get started in the golf industry?
Well, I'm an architect by trade, and specialized in golf course design. So I've been in the golf industry for 25 years and working in different projects in Cabo in Mexico. That's where I started my career. So I was very lucky, growing up in my career in one of the meccas of golf in our world. So I had the chance to be involved in projects designed by Jack Nicklaus' signature, by Tom Fazio, by Gary Player's signature. So I was very spoiled, to say the least. I mean, it was really quite an experience growing up in my industry, and a few years later, I decided to try to consolidate myself. I mean, we're obviously rewinding here, so think, early 2000s, where I'm thinking, how can I consolidate myself or start working to specialize as a golf course architect? And I discovered a master's degree in Edinburgh, in Scotland, in the cradle of golf. So I applied there, and soon enough, and lucky enough, because I know that there was a lot of applications, and I was one of the lucky 11 from around the world. So it was an experience. I had to sell even my toaster to go out there and do my master's degree. I didn't care, and I lived in Scotland, in Edinburgh, for a year doing my master's, and then I was working part-time for a Scottish architect, a dear friend of mine, and then I worked full-time with him and living in Chester, England. So and then from then I opened up my own practice in 2006, and now with offices or design studios in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and San Diego, California. So we're very happy.
That's awesome. So how do you get started and interested, for people don't know about golf architecture? What's the process and what's the schooling like? I mean, I find that so fascinating in itself to say, I'm a golf course architect and designer, but what does that truly mean? What goes behind the scenes of learning that career?
Oof. I don't mean to discourage anybody. I mean, by all means, as a matter of fact, I do this because if you're going into the golf industry, it is a tough industry. It is not an easy thing to maintain. You know, sometimes you see people coming in and out of the industry. Sad to say, it is not an easy thing to be consistent. It is a challenge. So that's for starters. If anybody wants to get in the golf industry. Now, having said that, it is not a difficult industry to get in. It probably is to be accepted, but not to get in. I mean, you can, if you have that dream. Sometimes I get, on social media, I get asked these questions. Hey, how can I do this? How can I do that? My dream is this. My dream is that. I'm like, hey, well, nothing's going to arrive sitting down in your sofa. So you better be out there right now, knocking on the door on your nearest golf course and say, hey, can I get a summer job on the grounds crew? Can I roll the greens, do whatever, rake the bunkers? I don't know. That's the way to start if you're a young lad out there. So that's the way to start. It's from zero. So when you do that, either go to a construction company, you go to the to that's how I started. I started my career in for working for construction companies. I didn't start
Wow.
on the posh end of just sitting behind the desk and a nice cup of coffee warm and stuff like that. No, I was out there in Cabo at 6 bloody a.m. in the morning, and Cabo can get cold, especially in the obviously in the winter. It can get like real cold, like snowy weather, uh, where you need a ski jacket in the morning. Then at 10 a.m. you don't even know where to put it. But my point is that, I mean, if you want something, you just have to go out and get it. There's no right way of doing it. Of course, if you know somebody, give him a call, and and if he has a room in his desk, well, great, fantastic. But if you're not, I was not connected in the golf industry. You just have to be out there and get dirty and roll up your sleeves and have a purpose. Have a purpose. My purpose was to become, and it still is, to become one of the best golf course architects in the world, or at least the best architect that I can be. Um, and it still is my objective. That's the have the objective, and then just go and get dirty. It's if you're waiting because it happens. Oh, can I get a job here? Yeah, I'll get you a job over here on this side and that side and over there. And then in 2 years, I'll probably change it to that. And everybody's like, no, that doesn't sound so sexy, does it? Well, no, of course not. Now you see me in social media 25 years later, and I have the big fat cigar, and we're having fun, and we have the Masters Cup, and we're different. But I mean, there's dues paid behind that. So when you see that, and so people call you and ask you, hey, you know what? I just want a piece of that cigar. You're like, no, come on, brother. I mean, it starts way back there, man. So that's a little bit of hopefully, like I said, I don't want to disencourage anybody, by all means, but you need to get dirty and roll up your sleeves.
I totally agree. People always think seeing, the golf world from a fan standpoint, they see all of these ideas, but they don't really see behind the scenes of there's a lot of grunt work and for most people in the golf industry. It's hard work. It's being out there. It's getting long hours, long days. I mean, when you say fat cigar with your master's cup, but people don't realize that there's a lot of stories of struggle and hardship, and it's not going to happen overnight. You
And
have to, yes.
disappointments and everything that goes with it. Yes.
So, what are some of your favorite highlights that you can tell the viewers, the listeners, fans of golf, golf architect, design, and travel?
Well, I think, I mean, there's thresholds in my career. If we talk about my career, my life, uh, I would share the thresholds and the kind of like those stepping stones that you don't know if they're going to come or not, but you work hard for them. So I would like to think that the first one, or I know that the first one, I mean, it all started with being, looking and pursuing. If I'm going to go into a construction phase of it or whatever, I was looking for the best place, and the best place is Cabo. At least in our side of the world, the best place is Cabo. So being able to learn the ropes in Cabo with all these fantastic world class golf courses, that was the first step. So that's one of kind of like a stepping stone. Obviously, you have to work your behind of blah 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 and get your name noticed. No, I
Right.
mean, and then my master's degree, definitely kind of like when I got accepted, when I felt that I could make the turn per se and say, okay, I know construction now. I've been in construction. I know how it is. I have the respect of the labor guys, which is very tough to get. or to earn. You have to earn that one. And then I would like to, after that, it's your first design. I mean, when we opened our practice in 2006, we were doing a lot of we still do project managing. No, we still help out projects that have another name, a celebrity name or whatever, and we're kind of like behind the curtain. We're wearing a different sombrero. I don't get to be the designer there. What we're doing right there is helping out the project management, quality control. I want to make sure that uh, Jack Nicklaus's golf course is how he wants it, and I'm checking the construction company quality. That's what you do when you project manage. So I've been lucky enough to still do that because I love it. I love helping out clients. I just love golf and golf development and master plan communities and golf design. So anything that I can be involved at any level, obviously at a high quality level, we will try to be there helping out our clients. So we still do project management and our own designs. So the first time that we did our own design in 2008 was in Tampico Country Club. Check it out. It's in our website, Tampico Country Club. And we remodeled the existing nine. It's the second oldest golf course in Mexico. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
pretty cool.
that is really
Yeah,
cool.
it was really a really cool gig because they had 9 holes, and now they were ready to design the other nine on the lake of Chairel. So it was kind of like an island design, a pretty challenging one. It churned out. Luckily, I mean, I had a great team. Luckily, very very beautiful. Check it out. The happy tree is there. Hole number 17, iconic, and my dear friend Brandel Chambly is one of his favorite holes. So it's kind of cool that that was our first gig, and that kind of like put us the first step to put us on a map as designers. And then I would guess around maybe 2 or 3 years later, we had another design that was fantastic, which is in Huatulco, Las Parotas. It's also on our website, Las Parotas in Huatulco, Oaxaca. That's way down South Pacific, and it won awards, international awards. Runner up on the Remodel of the Year award in Golf Inc. magazine, and a couple of sustainability awards in Mexico because what we reduced the turf, we reduced heads. With another dear friend, Paul Granger, who's my irrigation designer, irrigation consultant on regular basis, and he did a terrific job on reducing the irrigation heads and irrigation consumption, energy consumption. So we won awards on that, and that placed us on the next level of the map. And from there, then I started to design my concept. I'm just kind of like going real quick, but years after, in 2017, we started designing for the non-golfer. Started to say, hey, what's golf? What can we do different? I like to think of myself as a critical thinker. Uh,
Yeah.
so so it's what I question everything I know and everything I think I know. That's very
Yeah.
important for us because it's continuous learning, it's critical thinking, it's thinking outside the box. And I was, what can we do different? Everybody's talking about growing the game and nobody's doing anything. So so we started to do a list. What is golf? This was 2016, 20, almost 17. All right, golf is intimidating. Golf is judgmental. Golf is time consuming. Golf is resource consuming. Golf is, it's like, create list. Okay, how do we design something that doesn't have this list or is the opposite of this list? Quick to play, uh, cheap or cheaper to play, less time, less resources, less judgmental or no judgmental, and less intimidating. So we created wellness golf. That's where our concept of wellness golf became and was in 2017 we started building that. That's in Chablais Resort. You can also, if you hashtag wellness golf, you should find a lot of things from our concept. So that's where we started to create these smaller footprint, sexy, cool, take your shoes off, have some mimosa, a fat cigar, enjoy yourself. It doesn't matter. There's no scorecard. There's no slope. There's no rating. Just, primitive. Here's a club. Here's a ball. Go have fun with the family or with your mates. Play horse from this green to the other, to the other, to the other, and just have a lot of fun. That's when the next step follows, where we started to roll into that concept category, where we had started to get all this recognition of innovation, visionaries, and everything that has changed, not because of us. I mean, but I like to think that we're in that wave. uh, Golf now as we know it in 2023.
That Augie, that is so cool to have like a wellness golf, like making that list and then taking it to the complete opposite. By the way, can you wear bikinis and swim trunks when you go play those courses? I'm just wondering.
only if it's a Speedo.
Oh my goodness. So Augie, do you play? Do you play golf?
Yes, of
I'm
course.
assuming you.
No, I play. I play. Yeah.
So what is some advice for somebody that's learning or wants to learn golf? What is that advice and tips that you would give those people
for a golfer?
Or that they want to learn to play golf for a potential golfer?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You'll get hooked, right?
Exactly. It is one of the oldest ways to commit masochism in the world. So if you like that, then go ahead and do it. I have yet to meet anybody that's happy with their golf game. I don't care if it's Tiger Woods winning a major. After even in that interview, he would be like, "Yeah, I'm happy, but I wish that I would have made more putts." I'm like, "What? What's that? What's that? Come on, man!" I have yet to meet somebody that's happy with their golf game. So, welcome to the club. It's going to be fantastic. It is the best sport ever. It is. It has so many traits. It's the only sport that is designed by nature. So every golf course is different. There's no such thing as an ugly course. There are bad designs and good designs, and badly maintained and well maintained, but all of them are beautiful because you're out there in the trees with the palm trees with that nice background that you have there, Kita. It seems like you're in the rough right there, Kita. So
this is my golf game, by the way.
Yeah. so what we it's a very, every single time that you're out there, I mean, you're breathing fresh air, you're hearing, you're listening to the birds, you're in nature. It doesn't get any better than that. It is just a beautiful experience. Now from there, what you shoot or don't shoot, that's a different thing, but that's the beauty of it. You can take it, golf will bring out your true colors. And that's where you want to, where they say that, oh, it's great for business, or yes, it's great for business, but not for the reasons that we think that, oh, we're out there, I'm going to have somebody important right next to me for 4 hours. Yes, that's a good thing. But the most important thing is that you'll see how that person behaves or you behave when the ball is out there and you're missing shots and you just missed the 3 foot or whatever, or you just made a 3 foot or a 20 foot, that it was a great shot, and you see how you manage yourself emotionally. So emotional intelligence, all of that counts in golf, and that's the beauty of it. The other thing that I love about it is that you can take it as competitive as you want, and as social as you want.
Right.
Um, you, I mean, don't you can also drink and drive, which is pretty cool. Without a seatbelt, by the way.
I was gonna say that makes me think my aunt, my mom and I, we did a girls' overnight trip, and they were on the first tee, and there was a group of guys waiting to tee off behind us, and I hit my driver on the first tee, and my mom and my aunt looked at the guys behind us, and they said, "We'll just drink and drive the carts. You go play by yourself." And I said, "Are you kidding me?" So instead of them playing, they just drove the
Oh, they
golf cart
didn't
and
play.
drank. No, they didn't.
Well, that
They
was
were
that
scared of the crowd.
that was but well, that's the intimidation part we were talking about. But
Yeah,
they were probably planning that all along, Peter.
I know. And they're not golfers either. So I
Yeah.
mean, so they were like, we'll just drive you around and drink. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Thank you for making me feel weird now. I'm the only one
Yeah.
playing in this group of three. So Augie, if you could choose a song to walk up to on the first tee, what would it be and why?
Oof. No. You just wow. That's a good one. That's a very good question because I wouldn't get, number one, let's do this because I if you see my architecture, I would like to think that it's a very unique architecture. Um, I'm the same way. I like to be a coherent person. So,
Mhm.
I'd like to think that I say, think and do uh, in the same line. And and with that said, I don't listen to mainstream music. I'm always trying to discover new bands. So I've been, since I was 12 years old, I've had this admiration for British music culture, and I've been listening to the Smiths since I was 12 years old. The House Martins, my that later became a dear friend, Paul Heaton. Right now, Franz Ferdinand or Bell and Sebastian. So I have a lot of very fine music, but it's not going to be appealing to the crowd. So it's going to be my playlists are always the first ones that people shut down.
Hey, that's
So
okay. It's your walk-up song bet,
yeah, it
though.
is my walk-up song. So let's do a good one. I'll do "Walking in My Shoes" by Depeche Mode.
Ooh, I like that. I like good choice. Good choice. I really, really like that. I
I'll do
really
that one.
like that, Augie. And why would that be? Why would you choose
Well,
that song?
well, the because it right now that we were talking about, how everything looks different because appreciation is different now than growing up in the industry or whatever industry you're at, whatever line of business, whatever you do. I mean, after 25 years, you'll be in your place where you have well you deserve or you'll be in a place where that's where the place you have to be or that
Right.
you were uh, destined to, or that you worked your behind on. So this song is about try walking in my shoes and have you heard that one?
I haven't heard it in a
Okay.
while,
So
but
the first thing you
so
need to
let me
do
know.
when we finish this interview, the first thing you need to do is go to your Spotify, put "Walking in My Shoes," and
I'm
and
writing this
and it's
down.
and it's about it's about just try walking in my shoes or anybody. I think that anybody would identify with this, and the phrase or the chorus is like, you'll stumble in my footsteps, make the same appointments I've kept if you try walking in my shoes. So it's not an easy, it's never easy for anybody. We all have struggles. That's my point. So it's not my
Exactly.
shoes as in Augie Pisa. Oh man, Augie Pisa. No, I mean, it's a song for everybody because we've all had struggles. And that's why you have to have empathy with everybody that because you don't know what's behind their struggles on any level. So be nice to everybody, have empathy with everybody that you meet.
I love that, and I think that's super important for everybody to know is have that empathy. You don't know their journey, where they came from, where they're at
Yes.
right now, where they are at in the future. And I think with social media being so present in the world, that they only see the little minute of insights of that photo and they think, oh, that's so cool. I want to do that. They don't know the backstory. And I think, like you said, you have to work hard within the golf industry. Like you said, people come and go because they might not know how hard it is. But if you love what you do, you're going to keep moving forward no
Oh
matter
yeah.
what.
If you love what you do, the difficult parts are not that difficult.
Exactly. And you wake up and you go, I love what I do. It's not work.
Yeah, that's a phrase that I like. It's let other people decide if I'm working or playing.
Exactly. It might be a little bit of both, depending on what you do. So,
Yeah.
Augie, have you? I'm assuming you go to the PGA show in Orlando frequent every year. I'm assuming.
Not to the merchandise, but I've been there. I
Okay.
go to the industry show every year. The merchandise, maybe I go every 3 years. But yes, go ahead.
So, what are for people and fans of golf that have never been to the PGA merchandise show or any industry in the golf world? What is what is it like being at those events? What does it feel like? What can you tell the fans that what really happens behind the scenes at a industry event?
Well, it's a lot of there's two shows as we were
Yeah,
talking about. One
yes.
is the industry show, now the GIS show. Well, it was the GIS Golf Industry Show. Now it's the Superintendent Show again, which is okay. And that show is between Orlando, somewhere in the middle, and then San Diego. So every third year is in San Diego and in Orlando, and then somewhere in the middle, either San Antonio or Arizona or Vegas or whatever. So that's the number one. That is everything. Everybody that's behind the curtain. So it's like architects, consultants, engineers, machinery, irrigation, everything. Maintenance, a little bit of operations. That's the industry behind the curtain kind of like thing. The merchandise show that's every year in Orlando, that's the posh one. That's the cool one. That's where you go and see that's in front of the curtain. That's for the new clubs, new bags, nice shirts. You have the best parties because you have these guys celebrating their new line of clothes. So of course you have to be invited to those parties, but at the end, it's a very cool experience. You have all these simulators like Golf Plus. We work very close with Golf Plus. We love these guys. So we have one of our designs. The pit is in the Oculus Plus, the Meta.
That
Yeah,
is so cool.
if you have your Oculus Plus, download your Oculus goggles, download Golf Plus, and you'll see our design there. So that was very cool. We were very very closely. So everything that has to do with the show business of golf is right there in that merchandise show. I love going to it, and I love it even more when they ask me to do some sort of a conference or something.
I agree. It's like for me, I feel like it's Christmas. It's so much fun to see friends. It's so nice, like see the new products. It doesn't, I don't mind that there's lots of parties and long hours at the end of it, but I mean, it's so interesting to see all of the new gadgets and gizmos and
It is.
along with it's a cool atmosphere. So Augie, what are you guys up to in the coming months in the rest of the year in the new year of 2024? Can you kind of tease us if there's any cool things that you guys are about to do or about to launch or announce?
Well, sad to say I can't disclose, but yes, there is something very cool, at least in my perspective, very cool that we're doing. We are venturing into another dimension of golf
Ooh.
design. So I'll leave it at that. If you next time you invite me over, I'm sure I can disclose it. In the beginning of the year, I would like to think the first quarter of next year is going to be very exciting for us, or not, because what we do is we take risks, and those risks can explode it back in your face. So you never know. But that's what I've been doing. That's what I love doing. I love taking risks. Uh, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know the reaction of the crowd. You don't know the reaction of the industry. But I don't care. It doesn't.
I think that's very golf community-ish. Like, I don't care. Like and it's the mentality of learning golf. Like,
Yeah.
you might miss the swing on the driving range with your driver, and you're like, did anybody see me miss that? Nobody cares. They might try to give you
Yeah,
advice, but don't take it.
exactly. Just let's go to the next one. And that's the whole philosophy. And I take a lot about off that game, because it's like, hey, you know, ah, I hit a bad shot. What's the most important shot? It's the next one. So, right now I'm swinging my driver for this project that I'm telling you that I can't disclose, and I don't know where the ball's going to land. Hopefully, it will land right straight down the middle, and we're like, yes, yes,
Yes.
what a concept, yes. We won't know. So we're working on that. We're working on a very cool, a couple of cool projects now in the U.S. So we're very happy about that. We have a design in Europe. We've been lucky enough to work down in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru. So all of Latin America, or not all of it, but the majority of Latin America, I've been very lucky to explore, to know, to do some projects, and then I'm very close to the European side of the golf industry as well. I have very dear friends over there. I have a project over there as we speak. We're designing it right now, and now a couple of projects in the States that hopefully will make some noise in Q1 of 24.
Well, I can't wait to hear all about these projects, and I'd love to come visit them to take some
Please,
pictures, and maybe we can all get together and have a beverage and discuss it.
por
What?
favor.
So, Augie, what is your mission statement when it comes to you as a golf architect? And what is your mission statement, and why is it your mission statement?
Well, I don't know if it's a mission statement, but I have a phrase that I just remind myself. Let's design as we should and not as we can. So I like to think of myself or my firm as a firm that is a step or a few steps in front of any rules or guidelines on sustainability, on anything that's with nature, with site building or whatever. We like to take it to the next step. If the rule is here, we try and have something better in our designs. So let's do as we should, as not as we can. Is one of my mottos, uh, of many, but that would be the one that I would share with you right now.
I love that because I think that's important to do as you should, and not over, make sustainability, like you said, and how much the irrigation of a golf course is very
Yeah.
noticeable and very important now to golf courses, because I've heard so many people go, it takes so much water and it's not good for the ecosystem. So I applaud you on that. That's amazing that you guys are taking everything from here to here. You guys
We
are
like
ahead of the curve.
Yeah, we like to think that that another phrase that I have is that let's think of the future in order to design the present. So
I like that too.
yeah, so thank you. So I have a few phrases that I write down every now and then. So yes, and it all pertains to these types of things, either motivation or kind of like assessing how we approach. What's our approach? So if we're designing for what we know right now, we're already 30 years back. So that's what we need to
Exactly.
do. Yeah,
I love that, Augie. I think like you have so much insight in what you do, and it's so you are such a fascinating man. I don't know if anybody has ever
thank you.
told you this, but you are very fascinating.
Just my mom.
Well, she must be very proud of you if she keeps telling you that.
Yes, and you know why? And you know what? I don't blame her. Not, I'm just kidding.
So, Augie, is there anything you'd like to tell the fans of golf, travel, anything? What would you like to tell the viewers or listeners, fans of golf and travel?
Of course, travel. That's the beauty of golf. Yeah, nobody travels to see the new tennis courts in Dubai, do they? You travel to go see the new golf course. So pick up your bags and go travel, see the world, learn new cultures, learn new languages, learn everything that you can learn, possibly learn. Always think of everything that you and question everything and just go out there and have fun. I mean, listen to half of the notifications that you hear from Mexico. Stop watching mainstream news, stuff like that, so you can give yourself the chance to travel, have fun. In Puerto Vallarta is one of the best. My port, my favorite port in Mexico. Portugal is a beautiful place to play golf, and the food out there is just amazing. The south of Spain, the south of France. I'm talking about golf here, not
Yeah,
things that
you're
you can
making
that
me,
you
I'm
can.
just telling you, you're making me hungry right now.
So, but that's the whole thing. So yes, I mean, there's nothing like traveling. It is the only thing that we're going to take away from this world is our experiences. That's it. So go have and buy yourself experiences. That would be my advice.
I love that because I feel that, nobody really remembers the items that you buy, but the memories of those adventures. I mean, my mom and I, we still talk about a trip that we took 15 years ago, and we always bring it up. We always bring up those memories, and it's important to remember those memories and have those memories. I think that's important to be able to travel and go by yourself. It's not that terrifying if you
Oh,
don't want
I've
to go.
traveled by myself a lot. I can't wait for anybody, for indecisive people. Oh, I don't know if I can go. I don't know if I can make it. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going out for milk, and I'm in Paris.
I love that so much,
Don't
Augie.
wait.
You
Don't
you
wait
have
for
been.
anybody.
I agree. I mean, life is too short. You never know when your time is up. But on that note, Augie, you have been so amazing. I am so glad I finally got to meet you via on the podcast. You have been so wonderful to our listeners and viewers. What would be the best way to check out you as a person and your golf architect?
Thank you. Number one, well, thank you for your kind words, Kita, and likewise, I had a blast. Thank you very much. Uh, let's so Instagram is my favorite one, right? So at Piza Golf, Piza Golf, and everything else is Piza Golf. So Twitter or any social media out there. We even have TikTok. I don't dance in my speedos, but I put some videos there. So maybe I should try it. I'll probably have more followers,
you
or
you
no,
might you might get you
or
might be
none.
viral if you do that. You could do it at one of your golf courses you've designed. It would be a great you it would blow up. I bet more golf course architectures would do it.
Well, some do whatever it takes.
Exactly, Augie. You have been wonderful. I sincerely appreciate it. And can we plan a date or plan a trip that we can all meet each other? I think it's so needed.
Yes, please, and we'll probably see you at the golf show then.
Yes,
All
exactly.
right. Thank you very much, Kia. We loved it.
You're very welcome.